Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren, if this is your first time seeing my face. And if not, then welcome back. So I had an insight come in this evening when I was meditating at the Buddhist temple. It was a couple things, but the more, or I guess the stronger message, it was like I was seeing myself, and it was like I was asking for my spiritual trust fund. And I was getting the message about how I already have it, or something like I already have, I don't know how trust funds work, to be honest. Is there a key? I don't know, something like that. But I already have it. But because I'm holding on too tightly to it, I'm not allowing it to magnetize to me and actually come into contact with me, which I thought was really interesting. Because basically the sentiment was, if I'm a magnet, then things should just be able to flow to me, right? But if I have it in my hand, then yes, I'm in contact with it, but I'm not allowing the energy to actually flow to me because it's in my hand. Does that make sense? So it was talking about how I've been keeping my spiritual trust fund in an arm's length away from me. And I thought that was really interesting. So I guess I'm sitting here telling you this because you are probably doing this to some level too. And something that I've been thinking a lot about this weekend, and some things that I've been moving through, is I guess like the real root cause as to why some certain things have not worked out. And it has to do with where my path really lies and where I place my energy. So, as you know, I set up my studio for photo shoots. Spent a lot of time on this shit. I spent a lot of time on this shit. But in the end, I didn't really do anything with it. I did the promo shoots, and then I stopped putting money into the ads, because from what the social media girl told me is, for meta ads specifically, it takes a bit of time before you actually get leads. I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like the ads have to show up for people a certain amount of times before they actually book. But part of it was we started this campaign too late. And for me, it just wasn't worth it enough to go that route. So what I had said originally was I was going to promote on Facebook and stuff, and just self-promote and do that, but I didn't. And I had to be honest with myself about why, and it's just because my heart wasn't in it. I basically did this as a money grab. The intention was because I thought it would make a lot of money quickly. And I'm sure it actually could have if I had put the work in. But what I'm understanding is that anything that feels like too much work, in the sense that it feels forced, is just not meant for me. Everything is supposed to be easy for me. It's supposed to be flowing. When I do my wedding planning work, or when I work on certain ideas that I have, it doesn't feel like work. It just like I lose myself, I lose all sense of time, because I love what I'm doing. And that's the thing for me, is that's the reason why I left my job in September, was because I didn't want to be spending 8 hours a day, 5 days a week on a place that was toxic and wasn't really giving me anything but money. And I yeah, I temporarily sacrificed the monetary value or the physical monetary value to focus on the things that I love and to focus on myself. And I know that that's going to pay off. So again, it was just a matter of me realizing that I have a lot of ideas. I do. I have a lot of ideas, and all of them are going to make a lot of money. But the fact of the matter is I need to prioritize, and I need to be able to execute in an order, because the more that I scatter my energy to try to do everything at once, the longer it's going to take. Whereas if I grow one thing, or if I water one thing and then I water the next thing and then I water the next thing, then they'll grow accordingly. So I guess that's a message for you as well. If you are, I guess, juggling too many ideas, you're juggling too many offers, choose the ones that feel right. Something that I learned really early in my 20s when I was in my dance days was, when you do what you love, the money will follow. And I that resonates with me heavily still. It's like I don't know, it's just one of those things, It's like when you really believe in yourself, and when you're really living in your calling, the universe wants to support that, because it's likely that when you're doing it, you're raising the vibration of the earth. So do the things that make you happy, do the things that feed other people's souls as well. Because you can't fail. You cannot fail if what you are doing is also meant to help others. They say that the greatest the greatest work that you can do is work that serves others, because there's no greater feeling than knowing that you made somebody else's life better, whether it's for a day or it's just when you impact somebody else's life, it ripples outward. So yeah. That's just it. Just do the things that serve you by serving other people. And yeah, the universe will respond accordingly. The universe will make sure that you are taken care of to do so. Because really, at the end of the day, the only person in your way is you. And I've been in my own way for a very long time. It's like I've been slowly getting out of the way. It's like I've been sidestepping out of the way, but then it's like I'm still like a little bit in the way, and now I don't know what happened this weekend. This weekend I was super tired, and now I've been seeing these times where I get really overwhelmed with fatigue, and the days that I just know that I don't want to go outside, I allowed myself. I allowed myself to sleep pretty much all of Saturday. I pretty much just watched movies. I didn't even really journal, which a little odd for me. I don't think I meditated on Saturday either. I did do yoga though, because there was a point where I was like, yo, I need to move. I need to move some energy somewhere. Very light yoga though. But also what that typically indicates is either re-energizing from a shift or re-energizing before a shift. And I do feel something. I mean, I've been feeling this energy coming for a long time. I don't know. I don't know how close. I think I've said this before, where it's like you're playing that game as kids where you're trying to find something, and the other person is either like hot, cold, warm, and there's like hot, fire, scalding hot, and I feel, I don't know, it's just one of those things where it just feels like right around the corner, but I don't know, man. Sometimes right around the corner is how that's the thing about time, is that right around the corner, in retrospect, if you're thinking of, if you're like expanding out to my whole lifespan, right around the corner could be a year. I don't think it is. I absolutely don't think it is. But I have this this sense that there's something happening, maybe around Christmas. I don't know. I'm likely uploading this after Christmas anyways, so I guess we'll find out. if something happens, will I tell you? It depends on what it is. But yeah, it's just like one of those things where it felt like I need to rest because of what's coming in, and my body is preparing for whatever this is. Now I'm thinking about if I want to make another video on a separate topic. Yeah, I'll probably make another video in just a little bit. So I guess on that topic though, yeah, the message here is that it's already yours. Whatever it is, whatever you've been wishing for, whatever you've been hoping for, it's yours. It's been yours. Get the fuck out of your own way, bro. Let it go so that it can flow to you. I was listening to the Buddhist tales last night, and they were talking about that too. They were talking about it had to do with exhausting the desire for something. So it was basically saying that some people aren't ready to receive their blessings or understand their blessings until they've exhausted the desire to achieve them, if that makes sense. So I'll give example of one story. There was it's like this little girl, she's asking her grandfather why he, like, what he's doing, because he's like just staring at whatever farmland they have, and he basically just says like nothing. I'm just standing. And then she doesn't understand it, and then he dies, and then she like grows up, and she's like looking at the field, and she's trying to understand the feeling, and trying to understand, I guess, why he looked the way he did. And then it gets to a point where she moves, she gets married, her and her husband have their own farmland, and then her husband passes away, and then she's taking care of their land, and then eventually her cousin, who was taking care of the grandfather's land, is getting old now, and asks her if she wants to come back there. So she does, and then she sees the sunrise, and then she just becomes one with the land. So basically, and that's when she finally understood what it was about her grandfather standing there. And it was just that he was so immersed in his presence that he became a part of the land. So something I did today, and I think this is also probably why this energy is also approaching faster, I want to say, or seems nearer than it did before, is just because I really tried to be present as much as possible. It's like there was another, I mean, there was a couple, there's a lot of stories. So the way that they do these Buddhist tales is like, if they have a theme, they just run through a bunch of stories for like 3 hours. And there was another one about this girl who her mom, it's like the way that her mom made tea, everybody really loved the way that she made tea. And then the daughter learned everything. She learned everything to the tea, of all the steps. She knew exactly how to make the tea the same as her mom. Then her mom passes, and she takes over the tea house. And for some reason, she just can't get it right. She She makes the tea the exact same way, and all the customers notice that it's just not made the same. And then at some point, like, she starts losing the customers, and then she's spiraling, because she's like, oh, what the fuck? She's like, these people have been coming here for decades, and now I've lost like a lot of these customers in the span of like 6 months. She's just like, oh shit, should I sell this place? And then a monk comes in, and he basically is like, you're thinking too much when you make this tea, because he was like, I've had your mother's tea before. And then he basically was like, you're worrying too much about perfecting the tea instead of just making it. Basically, he was saying that, like, the mom just connected with the tea. So even though she had heard this, she still couldn't grasp how to, like, I guess, be one with making the tea. And then what happened was, like, a couple weeks later, or a couple days later, something like that, there was just one day where she couldn't get enough sleep. So she was super tired, and then she was so tired that when she was making the tea, she wasn't really thinking about it. So then she served the tea, and the customer was really surprised, because the customer was somebody who hadn't come in a long time, and they were like, oh, I remember your mom making this tea, and it tastes exactly the same. And then she was kind of like, and then it just clicked, and she was like, what? So then she figured out how to do it, and then she figured out how to bring herself back into the presence of just being one with the tea. So, like, just being one when it's pouring, being one just like really taking in what's happening with the tea, putting the water over the leaves and watching it boil, and then straining. I don't know what the fucking steps are. I don't know. I'm just talking about how I make tea now. But basically, the sentiment of both the stories is that sometimes when we're thinking too much about how to do something, or we're just like too much in thought about things rather than actually being there to do the thing, it doesn't come out the way that we want it to. And, like, circling back to the example I gave earlier about how I put so much work into this, right? I did have fun when I was designing this, but when it came to thinking about marketing and thinking about the certain things I'd have to deal with if I did get clients in here regularly, which would be to come open up the studio and every day make sure that the couch is out of the way, because I have a futon in here, and if you're a photographer, you need the space to move back and take the picture from this place. Because one of the photographers I met with a couple months ago was like, yeah, you fucked up. You should have put it there. You should have put it there so you could have had the longer range. And I'm just like, oh, well, you know what? Because the mural's there now. It's like, I'm not fucking covering the mural. So it is what it is. But it's like, even, just renting it out, it's like that my heart's not in it. I don't gain anything from, or I don't gain too much out of that. It's like, I kind of benefit people because people I can look at it like that, like, oh, people get photos, they get memories here, and that's wonderful. But it's just like, for the amount of work that I would have had to put into it to make it work and to really make it profitable, it wasn't worth it in the amount of time that I would have had to do that. And it's just, there are other things that do make me feel this way, and there are other things that I do get lost in I get excited to do, and those are the things that I should be pouring into. Anything else takes a backseat at the end of the day. And again, I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things that I am meant to do, and I think this kind of is the double-edged sword of these gifts. I don't know why I'm like, I have aversions, but I, like in my head, I'm saying to being a psychic. Yeah, to being an intuitive, I want to say, rather than a psychic. I think I have a little bit ways to go before I'd feel comfortable using that term, but to being intuitive, because yeah, I do get intuitive hits on certain things that I am supposed to accomplish in this lifetime. And a little bit of the issue that I have is that I want to do everything now. But like I said before, if I try to do everything now at the same time, it's all gonna grow a lot slower. So it's all about prioritizing and yeah, dedicating that energy to things in the order of priority. Because I can get everything done. I could probably get everything that I want to do done in a year. But if I want things to be super successful, if I want them to go to the extent that they are capable of going to, I can't spread myself too thin. So that is probably a message for you as well, if you're here, because that is what this channel is for. You are learning through me and the things that I've learned. And yeah. All right, well, thanks for listening. You'll see another video from me in a few days wearing the same outfit, because there is another topic I want to talk about. And yeah, well, I think by the time that I upload this, either it's going to be on Christmas or right after Christmas. But either way, if you celebrate, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy time with your family. And if it's not Christmas and you found this video way fucking later, then I just hope you have a good weekend, who knows, day, whatever. Have a good life. 'Tis the season. All right. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for rocking with me. Until next time. Bye.